Nisus and Euryalus get permission for their night expedition from the command, of course the command which does not include Aeneas because he's not there, but Ascanius temporarily in charge with a few kind of old minders, and they say it's a good idea. And you can see that Ascanius sympathises especially with Euryalus, these kind of ambitious young men. And they set off in the night expedition, escorted by all of them, escorted by all the Trojans, and that shows, I think, affection and recognition of the high risk. This is a high risk strategy. Two guys trying to go through a whole army surrounding them at night. And from the beginning, Virgil tells the story with the idea that things are not going to go well. So, for example, at lines 312, Ascanius gives the pair instructions to take to Aeneas, but the poet says he's never going to hear these instructions. They're going to be taken away by the wind. So from the very beginning, this is a tragic story, and the narrator, the poet narrator, imports lots of dramatic irony where we know what's going to happen, but the characters don't. And that's very much how the story is told. But it looks at first as if the pair are in luck, because they find the Latins sort of drunk after their victory. They don't seem to be in a situation to resist. And at first it looks like everything's going to go okay, but this is really just part of how Virgil tells the story. He tells it in this dramatic way, sort of moving from negative to positive, trying to get you interested in the story, trying to get the reader engaged in the emotions of it. And Nisus makes a little speech, and this is a tough, curt speech. He's like he's a bit like characters in westerns. He's a bit like John Wayne or Clint Eastwood. He's a man of few words. Notice how short his sentences are. Uriale audendum dextra, nunc ipsa vocat res, hac iter est. 3 short sentences. Euryalus, we have to dare with our right hand. Now the thing itself is at hand, calls us, and this way is where we're going. And this is a typical way in which Romans thought that tough guys talked. There's a wonderful phrase that Tacitus uses, imperiatoria brevitas, the brevity that generals use. And this is a kind of linguistic model for a tough Roman. So Nisus, he's a tough Roman, he's an experienced soldier, and he talks like an experienced soldier. But of course, one of the colourings in the story is the contrast between the tough, older, experienced Nisus and the much less experienced Euryalus. And of course, it's Euryalus who gets them into trouble. At the beginning, things seem to be going okay. Nisus and Euryalus lay into the Latins and they kill them. Here we have some splendid similes about violence, like hungry lions slaughtering sheep, and that's straight out of Homer. And of course, you can see in that simile who's winning. Lions 1, sheep 0, because that's the kind of hierarchy of animals. Tough animals beat non-tough animals. And it's said that the lions are hungry, and the analogy to that for Nisus and Euryalus must be their battle rage. They're hungry to succeed. They're hungry to kill these enemies. And I suppose one idea is here might be, are they too hungry? Are they too excessive? Is this really the way to behave? Are they going to get into trouble?